Thursday morning, Morgan is just tracking the QUADRAC, so he's driving up and down, checking the inside of the tracks to check that they're running in a straight line, because if they're not running a straight line, they'll wear uneven. So he's setting that up now. I think I'm just giving him a hand with it. They've got a big spanner messing about. I'll show you in a second. I've just done a podcast with a lady in Australia to talk about going over there in the next few weeks. Well, about 4 weeks today, I think we go. So there's a little bit of that. So if you want to introduce yourself as what we're doing, because we've just done a podcast for, what was it?
This is for Australian farmers telling our story. So we thought we'd have a chat to Olly ahead of his visit to Australia to speak at a conference next month.
Perfect. I know it's August, but it feels like September. It's actually quite chilly. So I'm going to go and find my body warmer that I got yesterday off Certas. But he's still running it up and down, tweaking it to get him bang on. And then I think when he goes out later doing field work, he's going to take the heat gun with him as well and read the temperatures on the lugs to make sure it's spot on. By the looks of that huge shirt down the yard, looks like Garrett's here from Alliance as well. Had a barn owl or something again fly into the window, and maybe even James's one.
17, you said?
Yeah, we're just at Joe's, and Garrett's looking at the Alliance tyres that have been on this trailer now for 9 seasons, because we've just been looking at the chassis plates. But they've worn extremely well. Spent the morning and a bit into the afternoon going round looking with Garrett from Alliance Tyres at how all the tyres are performing that we've been running for the last, well, over 12 months. And then we went up to Bill and Joe's to have a look at the Bailey trailers, because they are 9 seasons old, and the tyres are 10 years old, and you know the wear on them is virtually minimal. So yeah, interested in talking tyre technology and what's happening at Agrotechnica when we go over there. And last year we had a field day in October, thinking of having one this October. It's probably a bit soon, so we're thinking now we might move it till March next year, and maybe do something with a tractor pulling sledge, and then we can do a bit of a controlled environment, trying out some of their new tyres. So all interesting stuff. Got a fresh delivery of hay caps. We were running out of screws, so I can now, one of the wagons, I can now go through here and stack up them really. So to throw them on the top and then go down the side with the cherry picker, or just restack them now with in fact, I can't go down the side with the cherry picker, can I? Because I think they've been stacked too close. Yeah, I'm not going to get the cherry picker down there, am I? So I'll move that trailer and I'll just start a new stack just over a little bit. I haven't had visitors all day because the agronomist Paul's just been, and we've been looking at the yield data for everything and working out different soil types, and why some stuff's yielded bad and why some stuff's yielded, it's hot now, isn't it? Why some stuff's yielded good, mainly down to soil type, sowing date, whether we had a shower of rain, which nearly all of ours didn't. He also had some field data from Harper Adams, and massive variance between soil types and fields, even though the fields are all within a mile or so of each other. Quite incredible, really. So if you've got the right dirt and you've got a shower of rain this year, you've not done too bad. Anyway, I'm going to drop this silage trailer off, or what we call the chip trailer, and connect to the header. I'm going to go and try cutting black. Oop, I've dropped you. Are you there? You still there? Yeah, I'm going to go and try cutting some black oats, which we've never combined before. So we'll go and get them, see what they look like, and then if we can, we'll clean them. We might use them for some of the cover crop seed. John's just squeezing the combine out there now. That's the little voucher that Nick's using for moving a bit of stone. So I'll go and find the header. I didn't film it, but look at this. So last night I went past that trailer wasn't there, so I went up there, round in a loop and dropped the header here. Now, I didn't put the handbrake on because I thought it was relatively flat, and even if it did roll, it wasn't going to go anywhere. Anyway, as soon as I was 1 inch from it, it just disappeared off down the field and stopped when it got to the bottom of the hollow. There's the hashtag SOFF. I don't know if anyone else has done it, but it's nearly more visible now. It's started to grow. But yeah, get your fields marked with that. So we'll get this on. Andrew's back from drilling some cover crops. He wanted to knock off Andy tonight, so he's gone home, and Morgan's still out levelling a bit of ground off. That's a bit rutty. It seems mad, doesn't it, that we, last year we were making ruts and a mess, and then this year we just got pure dust everywhere. There's the old tracks. Answers on a postcard what to do with them. I was thinking they make some really nice flower beds or sand pits. To yesterday's quiz question, here's the answer to it now. So yesterday's quiz question was, how much does a worn track weigh? The answer is 340 kilos. So it's lost 160 kilos of rubber off it. This is where the field started, of black oats. Anyway, we've just chopped the straw because we didn't think there was going to be much, but there probably would have been. It's a bigger bit than I thought, but this is quite a heavy field, so it'll probably benefit from it getting a bit of organic matter. But it's fair flying, and the beacons aren't on, so that doesn't mean the tank's particularly full. But they were sown really late, and it is only a small. It's about 4 or 5 acres in one corner of the field, 6 at most perhaps. Looks nice and neat, doesn't it, when you've chopped it and there's no rows of straw to tidy up afterwards. We have still got 20 acres of normal oats to combine, but it's still green, completely green still. So this was a bit of failed wheat in this corner where it floods. So we bang these in. So anything we get's a bonus, really. Every day we feel like we finished combine, and as far as I'm concerned, we had once we'd finished the wheat and the spring barley and the winter barley, and they're all seed great. And then the beans is always a bit like later on. Anyway, we've got them cut as well, and then cutting this is just another thing done. Whether we'll get bored tomorrow and go and cut green oats and put them in the dryer just so we can completely say we've finished, I don't know. But even so, we have still got the plane there. I don't know what it is. Oh. Didn't look like EasyJet. Yeah, we have still got the millet and the canary grass, and obviously some sunflowers. But it looks a big field from this angle, doesn't it? It's about 25 acres. I talked to someone the other day. Average field size was their average field size was 90 acres. Unbelievable. That's where you need a few combines. You get bored and all your fields are 90 acres. There you go, auger coming out. Fixed that problem the other day just by putting a bit of grease on that clip. It's more come out the combine than I thought. Even though John's just looking in the tank now and then give it all flown out. He pretty much cut this in the time it took me to go and get a trailer from the other yard. When I come back, that little bit he had left when I turned the camera on was all there was. Now go see what's going on. I'm just going to show you this. This is some hollows in this field. Can you see the tyres up there, but the bottom of the hollow's here? That's just how wet it was last year when it was drilled. So we'll level these ruts out as soon as we can. The ground though is now absolutely solid. Backed it onto the drying floor. It needs a little bit of drying. I need to really get an old trailer and put a false floor in it, and then have a pipe on it so that we can blow a bit of hot air, you know, for doing small batches. Because we've got wheat on this drying floor. That's drying shavings. The other one's full of chip. And in the grain dryer, there's not really, there's only probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 ton in there, if that, to put through our dryers. A bit of an amount really. So we might do it though, because it might hoover some of the weed seeds out of it. Now, if you fast forward the birthday bumpers, you shouldn't today, because there's lots of random things on it other than just birthday. So Jack Lafford is 1, which is the thing, because he's only 1. Gillian Shipley, congratulations on passing all your GCSEs, and you go and do an I don't know if it's engineering or ag engineering, but yeah, congratulations on that. Harriet Morris and Tony Morris, happy, I think it was 30th anniversary of their first date, which I've never had on here before. Also, we've got Darren and Dennis Wymark. So it was Dennis's birthday on the 18th of June, but it went a bit wrong, and I think, anyway, it's Darren's, I think, today. So happy birthday. Jeffrey Theobald, happy 16th anniversary. And Oscar Pugh is 7, who I've met in Herefordshire. So I think nearly every one of them had something a little bit special about it. So there we go. And we're now, I've not written on, but it's like 177. So 102,177 pounds. But yeah, everything today had something a little bit different, whether you were 1 or whether it was your anniversary. But happy birthday, or happy GCSEs, or happy anniversary, whatever. There you go. Right, now let's go and have a look at, there's my dad, flat out on his stick now. I'm going to go have a look how the QUADRAC tracks have gone today, because obviously Morgan and Rob trued them up this morning, make sure that they were all in a line. And Morgan's got back to the yard while we've been out cutting. So we'll go and see if we can see any sort of sign of abnormal alignment or wear or scuffing or whatever. I think he's been talking them as well, but obviously it's so dry and dusty, the soil and the dust will act a little bit like talc, because talc's only really a fine thing. Oh, Danny and Chris are going past in the massey. Yeah, so this is what we're looking for. We're looking if there's any abnormal marks on the edges of these, from one side to the other. Can you see in there? Probably not really. It's a bit hard to see, but it's whether they're getting more marks on this side to the other side, because they obviously want to land in that pulley smack in the middle, and they seem to be at the moment. Yeah, you can get your fingers in there. That one seems okay. That one looks all right at the moment, unless it's going a little bit the far side, maybe not, don't know. It's hard to tell because he's obviously coming in the yard and shunted. You need to check them when they're in a straight line. That's the new roller. It seems to be going nicely as well. But yeah, he's been out today levelling stuff off. So much damage was done last winter and last summer getting stuff off that we're still correcting it now. But that is just like talcum powder, the dust that we've got at the moment. We'll check this side actually while we're here. Seems okay. Yeah, that seems alright as well. So keep an eye on them and keep checking them. Talking of dust, got me this body warmer and my jeans dirty. Anyway, I think that's probably about all for today. If you want to know, if you missed yesterday's video, go back and watch it, because we were fitting the tracks to the QUADRAC, and it's a pretty good video. Does anyone actually ever do that? I mean, how many people, in fact, there's today's quiz question. How many people just watch the video every day, or how many people sort of like watch it and then watch yesterday's and the day before? You know, how many people watch them in blocks, or how many people just watch every day? That's an interesting one, isn't it, for you? So anyway, I'm gonna wonder what that noise is. Something in the ash auger. Rob will be back in a minute with the header, and that's all for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fact, 5 seconds later, period of ultra slowing down, and here is the header back. So that's not too bad. We're pretty much all finished at the same time tonight. It's so handy, that tractor this year. Take it out. When I did it yesterday and dropped it on the field, it rolled off. Yeah. Which again wouldn't happen on a wet year. It'd just stay where you left it. But there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.